Right, hey guys, it's Weston here. So today we're going to be reviewing the Archos 70 Platinum tablet. So just like to say a massive thank you to Harvard PR for sending this out to review. So let's just jump into it. So looking at the tablet, it's actually a pretty nice design tablet for such an affordable price. So looking up front first at the center in the top, we've got a 0.3 megapixel camera. Now the camera isn't fantastic. I wouldn't say I'd use it for Skype because with it only being 0.3 megapixels, it's not very clear. It's a little bit blurry and a little bit grainy as well. So yeah, it's not really a fantastic camera. In the center, we've got your 7-inch IPS display, which is 1024 by 600. Again, not a really high resolution display, but for the price, it's decent. So if you're looking at the icons and stuff on your home screen, you can see there's a little bit of pixelation and they don't actually look that sharp. Looking at the text under these icons as well, you can see a bit of blockiness, especially when you're looking closer at the display. Usually though, you don't look at a tablet really up close and it's more for at arm's distance viewing when watching media, so that doesn't matter too much. Colours and stuff they're okay. They're not what I'd call vibrant or really contrasted. They're a little bit muted. And to be honest, they're a little bit dull looking in my opinion. They are reasonably accurate, but just like I said, a little bit dull. Viewing angles with it being IPS are actually really good. You don't get any colour distortion or colour shifting. So this tablet is actually running Android 5.0, which is pretty old now. We're getting onto Android 7 pretty soon. And I'm not sure this is actually going to be getting updated to Android 6.0 anytime soon. But yeah, it's running a pretty stock-like experience with Android, so you get pretty much a stock-like look, and there's not really that much different. You do get a couple of apps included that I wouldn't really call it bloatware level, but you do get some apps that you may or may not use. I personally don't use any of the included apps, but there is some. Now, more than likely you can disable or uninstall these, which is good, but anyway, for the most part, it's a stock-like experience. So then looking at the bottom of the tablet, you can see we've got a bit of Archos branding, which is mirrored, and I think it looks pretty cool. So we'll spin the tablet around to the back next, and you can see we've got a rear camera, which is 2 megapixel. Again, like the front camera, it's not fantastic, and I wouldn't actually really use this to take photos with whatsoever, but it is there just in case. You can also see the icons, so we've got a label for your headphone jack, your reset switch, your USB, your SD expansion, and even your volume rockers as well. And the back is actually made from metal and it feels really nice and premium. And for such a cheap tablet, it's actually really nicely made, so there's not many creaks or anything like that, and the back feels really nice and solid. So we'll look around the device next, and you can see on the right side we've got your power button, which I said like before is labelled, and you've also got your volume rocker as well. These are finished off in white, they are plastic, they feel reasonable, they're a little bit mushy, but not too bad. Then going on to the other side, and we've got some SD expansion, so you can expand this up to 64 gig, which is good because it's only got 16 gig internal. Then going right down to the bottom, you can see we've got a microphone, and then looking at the bottom again, we've also got a rear firing speaker and some branding. Now the rear speaker isn't fantastic, the quality isn't good at all, it's really tin air, it doesn't go that loud, and it gets quite distorted at times as well. So now we get onto the performance quickly, and this is packing a MediaTek MT-A127 quad-core CPU at 1.3 GHz, a Mali 450 MP4 GPU, 1GB of RAM, and like I said, it's got 16 gig built in already. And performance is not that fantastic, to be honest. With it only having low-end specs and 1GB of RAM, don't be expecting to do anything majorly task intensive on this tablet. I mean, even swiping through the UI and stuff like that, there is a few delays, a few stutters, a little bit of lag as well, so yeah, performance for that is not fantastic. Gaming performance it's respectable. So if you play games like Stack, then that's okay. There is a little bit of delay sometimes when you're actually pressing the display, sometimes it won't actually register what you're doing, so which is kind of annoying. Games like Angry Birds play pretty reasonable, sometimes you do get a bit of lag, but for the most part it's alright. Games like Asphalt 8 actually really surprised me and it did work reasonably well, but I wouldn't really call this a gaming tablet. For light casual gaming, it's okay, but for more intense gaming, it's not fantastic at all. Right guys, so that is pretty much it. So what do I think of this tablet? Well, for £55, it's pretty reasonable. It's got a 2600 mAh battery, which I forgot to mention earlier, and for the most part that gets you through a day. So should you actually pick one of these tablets up? Well, I think it'd be an ideal first tablet. So say if you're getting a young child into technology, then this could be a good stepping stone into that, because it's only cheap, but it actually does everything that you need it to. Right guys, so that is pretty much it for this review. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all on the very next one.